Hey guys, welcome to Sports Breakdown. We are here now to cover the next game of Mumbai Indians versus Punjab Kings. Before that, we need to enjoy the good win for KKR here versus Delhi Capitals. Very low scoring thriller that we just encountered. Big win for KKR, I must say, that makes them favorites for the top four spot. But disappointing from DC in terms of intent, I'll say. But before that, let's come to the toss because Mumbai has just won the toss and we are bowling first. We have Nikhil here with us today. Hi, Nikhil. Yeah,
Hi.
and Bhasker sir is also joining us. Hi, Bhasker sir.
Hello,
Hello.
hello. How are
Yeah,
you?
good day to you. So, speaking about it, Mumbai has won the toss and they're bowling first. They have a couple of changes in Ishan Kishan and Adam Milne are missing out. Income Saurabh Tiwari and who's the other guy? Nathan Kurtal Knight, NCN that is. Punjab Kings have one change. Mike Agarwal has a stiff neck, so Mandeep Singh is in for him. So let's see how it goes. Yeah, here when you just say Amaan, probably the apest. Yes. He just ran to Sharjah and came back, a la Imran Tahir here, I'll say. So must congratulate my little buddy here. So happy for him always. So yeah, let's come back to this game because this is a must-win game. Both Mumbai and Punjab are in the same boat. They need four wins to qualify. I'll say to the playoffs, and whoever wins will move forward. Else may have to drop down from the playoff run. So what do you say, Nikhil, to start with?
First off, I think it's a very good decision taken by Mumbai to bowl on a pitch that has clearly shown that bowling first has obviously it has gone on mostly to win. However, Mumbai does have a series of losing as they bowl first. However, they have a impeccable bowling lineup featuring Trent Bolt, Bumrah, Milne. Have a lot of good star players up front. Going over Punjab Kings again, obviously they will need four wins. The same situation as Mumbai. They have prone to show that they are very good at the end. They are very good at the latter parts of the stage. So yeah, it will be a very close encounter from both teams. They're in the exact same place, and yeah, let's see how it goes.
Fine, Bhaskar sir, your views?
Yeah, so I think obviously bowling first is a good decision right now because I think as we saw in the first match also that if you bowlers can strike, and I think Mike missing is a big loss for them. He was a good player. I am quite surprised by the choices of Mumbai. Like I would have picked Ishan Kishan over Saurabh Tiwari any day until unless he's got some issues. Nathan Kotaline, I know he's a better batsman, late order hitter versus Adam
Yeah,
Mill. So, and I think Adam Mill were bowling quite well, but I think they're just going for a change right now. I think with the match against KKR, the opening bowlers went for a lot of runs, and then the
yeah,
last match also they did not perform that well. So, I think right now just with the toss and everything, it will be like I think teams who are batting first, right? They have a pressure of scoring a lot of runs, and then they are
yeah,
coming up
yeah,
short, and then I think that if you look at the only two games or two, three games which have been won by teams batting first are all one was the Rajasthan Punjab game and the first game with Chennai Bombay, and then I think another game SRH and who was it?
Punjab. Sorry,
No,
Rajasthan,
no,
Punjab.
yeah. So which one? The five runs they lost. Yeah. So I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
I think the teams actually who are setting the target and winning is actually big upsets which are happening. So I would think that right now. Until they score 170, 180, I think is there, and I think also I would think this is the strongest part of both teams.
teams.
So Mumbai's batting is strong. Sorry, bowling is stronger than batting. I read them, and then Punjab obviously their batting is stronger. So I think the second match will decide this thing. I think this innings, I think it will be an average 160 type of a run.
Yeah.
What they'll make, and the second innings will decide the match.
So there is a term that we use, like when you're batting first, you don't know the target. It's called batting blind. You don't know what to set. What's the average score or the par score? You generally go too hard at it and may not reach what's required. So that may be a
Yeah,
cause of concern for some team like Punjab, which is heavily dependent on their opening. Missing Mayank may be a trouble for them. I feel Rahul may have to bat deeper into the innings and maybe slightly more subdued, not going with his natural instincts, and may be have a slightly lesser strike rate, I'll say. Don't you think that would be a worry?
Yeah. Yeah, I think the positive with Mang not playing, maybe that Gale may be opening, and then it will give Gale is playing, right? So the Gale will have
Should,
more.
yeah.
The Gale
I mean,
usually takes
let's
a
look
long
at the
time to
11s
start.
to make
Yeah,
it more confirmed. I'll share my
yeah.
screen. Just a second. Let's go here. Yeah, these are the 11s. Punjab Kings have Lokesh Rahul, Chris Gale, Aidan Makram, Mandeep Singh is in, Nicholas Puran, Deepak Kuda, Harpreet Brar, Ravi Bishnoi, Nathan Ellis, Arshdeep Singh, and Mohammad Shami. Okay, that's
Hmm.
good. So I think, as you said, Sir Chris Gale may have to open here. Other option was Makram, but I think that will give the universe boss the license to be a bit more aggressive. But again, he is up against two class bowlers in Trent Bolt and Jasprit Bumrah at the start. Also, Nathan Coulter-Nile is a decent new ball bowler, so that would be a good challenge for Gale, don't you think?
Yeah, I think Gale is the at least like in CPL, and I saw the series versus West Indies, Australia also. His approach was quite different. So I think when he started the Australia West Indies series, he used to come and just block a lot of balls and then try to hit that. Was very slow start in the first 6 overs. But I think but it was not working. And in the third match, he switched and he just came and whacked the ball like. This thing he got a man of the match award in the third match, and then since then he's kind of been playing very aggressively. So that Gale taking a lot of balls is not there. So I would expect him, but here with Bumrah and Bolt both there, I would think he would play 2 3 overs. He will not try to hit big time, and then he will start to do. So it's just about. I think he will try to survive the first 3 overs. That's what my take is. Yeah.
So just asking, looking at Gale's record, do you think he's surviving right now because of his past laurels than current form? I know CPL has been hit and miss, but in IPL so far he looks to have been sorted out by the oppositions. Nikhil, your take on this? You muted?
Yeah, obviously he has had a very good run in the IPL. It's not terrible start for someone like Chris Gale. However, he is the type of person where people have very high expectations for someone like Chris Gale. Because when you say Chris Gale, all you can think is sixers, boundaries. He is a very power hitting, very entertaining batsman. So if he goes back to his original position in opening, which I still feel is the best place to bat someone like Chris Gale.
Yeah.
However, we have the likes of Mandeep Singh who can also bat there. So it's purely up to how Punjab Kings play this. But yeah, Chris Gale is not been in the greatest form over the past few months. But if he can get back into form, very dangerous batsman, especially up top.
Yeah, I agree, man. I mean, it's a good pitch there. I'll say Abu Dhabi generally favors the seamers. It has a bit more bounce, and someone like Gale likes the ball coming onto his bat a bit more. So may give him those freedom to play those big shots and come good. Hopefully, some entertainment for all the fans. I'll say who wants to see the universe boss get going. So let's hope for the best for a Punjab fan, because I know someone like Aryan and all are Punjab fans and they want to see them do well. But Mumbai, I think, because of the toss advantage, I'll say have a little bit of an edge right now. Keeping in mind, maybe there's a due possibility, I'm not sure. Can get easier to bat on later, as Bhasker said. Chasing has been the norm nowadays in T20s, and also looking at the conditions. So I think Mumbai is slightly ahead. But how much do you think of Hardik Pandya so far? He has not bowled. He has just batted one game. He was out due to the injury for a couple of matches. He'll be back. What is your concern for him looking at Team India's prospect coming up? Hardik Pandya.
Yeah, I think I would say that given that he is not bowling, and I think he bowled in like one of the few matches in Australia also. So that is obviously a huge concern because he is supposed to be the number seven batter for India, right? So India is anyways going with.
Yeah,
He's supposed to be the fifth bowler. If he was the sixth bowler for India, okay,
yeah,
I would have not been so worried because then sixth bowler has to play bowl 1 or 2 overs. It is a change. You have options, but India is because the top order batters nobody bats, right? Like if you have
bowl.
Rahul,
Yeah,
Kohli, Sharma, the Pant, four of them
fun.
are not bowling, and fifth one will be I'm not sure who's going to be the fifth player. Uh,
Jadeja.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Jadeja, will Jadeja be at six? Okay, 6 and 7. Then we'll
Yeah,
have four
six and
bowlers.
seven.
No, I think yeah. Okay, so if,
I mean, to
okay, yeah.
be
So
honest, the 11 could be like Rohit, Rahul, Surya, Virat, Pant will be the five batsmen. Hardik and
yeah, okay,
Jadeja as the all-rounders, followed by the
yeah.
four bowlers in Bhuvi,
Three bowlers.
Chakravarti, yeah, Chakravarti, Shami, and Bumrah or Rahul Char.
Okay, so you have five batsmen. Okay, and then
Two all-rounders and four
then
bowlers.
yeah. So then I think that will not be that big of concern because he's just expected to bowl one
No,
two
no, I'm
overs and
saying
then
this to cover for Pandya. If not, we can go
yeah.
with an extra batsman, maybe Ishan Kishan or bowlers like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I think India has to play this lineup. I think Jadeja at 7, Pandya at 6,
yeah,
and then hopefully then I think Thakur is not in the team right now, right?
yeah.
So
He's in the
it's
standbys.
he's standby. So with then Bhuvi will have to come an 8, and then
Yeah,
we'll have Chakra. So our batting will be very. So again, it will be like taking a huge risk on one collapse. We can actually
correct.
be away from there. So and also this Sky and Nishan are not in good form, right? So we'll
Hmm.
have to see how they go. So I think, but like 1 month is a long time in T20. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
that predictable. So I don't think India will be that behind in with spinning conditions. With Jadeja, Jadeja is in good form, right? So I
yeah,
think not that bad. But overall, I think. Pandya should bowl this match. You start. Yeah, there's
yeah.
still 4 matches left for him. So if he can bowl two overs, one over, it will give him a perspective. I'm not really sure where does Pandya bowl in this lineup. Like, should he bowl in
No,
the
I
middle
think
overs?
I don't think they have felt the necessity to bowl him so far. I think that's
Hmm.
why he may not have bowled, or trying to
Yeah.
preserve him and his body for the load for the World Cup coming up. Could be either way. I'm not
Yeah.
sure. Yeah,
Yeah, and also I think all the matches which Mumbai is playing, they are not like in a very comfortable position, right? So they are behind the ball. So I think they don't want to take a risk also. So the first match he did not play, second match he played, but did not bowl. So yeah, so but, there may be a lot of factors in that way.
oh, by the way, Mandeep Singh is opening with Rahul. So our wish of seeing the universe boss opening has not happened. Nikhil, sorry for that.
Oh,
Yeah. Anyways, Mandeep also is a decent bat. He's also done well at the top of the order in domestic cricket. So let's see how well Mandeep goes. Maybe do you think they're trying to protect the universe boss against Bolt and Bumrah? That could be a strategy from Punjab.
I mean,
no,
Yeah,
you
Nikhil,
go
go ahead.
ahead.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, some might say yes, Bolt can swing the ball at the start and he can bowl beamers and bouncers and yorkers, etc., etc. But I still think the universe boss would bet best at up front at I think number one or maybe number two. Maybe not give him the first over to bet, but after that, I think he might be good. He hasn't had a great past facing the first ball, so I feel like if you can still play him as the opening player, but not the first batsman to face, he will be good because you have the likes of Bolt. Obviously, you can't really hit Bolt too much because he's obviously a demon himself up front. So you can't hit anyway. It doesn't matter who you are. It's very difficult to hit someone like Trent Bolt all around the park in the first over. But still, it's the power play, so anything can happen. So you need to get the universe boss up
yeah,
front
Amaan
during the
forgetting.
power play.
Yeah, yeah, I agree completely. But against the swinging ball, you said, but the ball hasn't swung so much up front in these conditions, especially even for ball, maybe max 1 over. And currently, uh, Krunal Pandya has opened the bowling, so that's something. They started
It's
with spin. We are expecting Bumrah and Bolt here, and they've gone with spinners to start with. So that's something strange here that's happening. Let's just share the
Yeah.
screen and see what's happening.
it's a change. A team can't always be too consistent. Otherwise, it'll be very easy for a team to analyze the teams of Mumbai Indians. That's why they're trying to change it up and let's see. They're trying to see if they can change everything and try and get the spinners to bowl up and maybe get bowled and see how he is in maybe the mid overs or a latter stage during the death overs. For me, I
Yeah,
feel like this is.
No, but yes, go ahead, go ahead. You
For me, I feel like this would be a good idea if it works. maybe not bowl too much of Krunal Pandya or the likes of Rahul Chah in the first six, considering there's only two fielders allowed outside the 30-yard circle. It could obviously change the game. However, you need to have a certain analysis and you need to know what you're going to do with spinners. So yeah,
Yeah,
it could work. Otherwise, obviously, I feel like they should stick to the fast bowlers.
yeah, agree completely on that. Let's see what's happening with the scorecard. Let me share. Yeah, we have a single to start with. Krunal and Rouse did a couple of dot balls here. Sharp turn. Krunal. I mean, Krunal Pandya hasn't been so effective in this IPL so far. I mean, his league runs, batting also hasn't been much of an impact. Also, his name would have been parallel with someone like Akshar Patel, who is in the squad right now in the T20 World Cup. Krunal has missed out. Akshar a little better bowler, Krunal slightly better batsman. Do you think that could have an impact on Krunal's performance so far in this IPL?
Uh, um, yeah. So far, he hasn't. He's been only a shell of what he is, because everyone knows that Krunal Pandya is also an excellent spinner. He's a good He's a good batsman, good fielder as well. A very entertaining player to look at. He hasn't been great when it comes to the batting side of his attributes. We know that he can bat very well. He bats ahead of Hardik Pandya, which is a bit confusing for me, because obviously Hardik Pandya is he is a hard hitter. However, I feel like they should send him up. But coming back to the main topic, Krunal Pandya, his batting hasn't gone so well for the second leg of IPL 2021. But the bowling for me, it hasn't been great. Like, he can bowl a bit better than usual, but I
Do you think
feel
he's bowling bit too quickly for these conditions where we have seen lot of purchase for the spinners? He needs to slow down a little bit more in his pace and then use the subtlety-ish variations than be very quick through the air and flat.
yes, 100%. Because if he bowls too quickly, obviously there are the late cuts. We seen Glenn Maxwell switch sides, hit them for sixes. Obviously, all that could happen. So you want to bowl. I would still say, as a spinner, you want to bowl flat. However, you don't want to bowl extremely quickly, even though there could be maybe a change of pace. Yes, however, but you don't want to bowl too quickly, because obviously it's then easier for a batsman, especially if he's opening the bowling. It'll be very easy for someone like a Mandeep Singh or a KL Rahul in this situation to score runs right around the park, because they're used to batting with pace. So if a spinner tries to pace the ball, it will not end up well.
True, agree on that. Ruchi says hello. Hi, Ruchi. Hello. How are you doing? Thanks for joining us. Um, yeah, so next over now, Trent Bolt has started his over.
Oh,
Let me just share screen. So Trent Bolt to Mandeep Singh. That's clipped to the leg side for single. Yeah, so let's see how well Lokesh Rahul faces into Trent Bolt. Wide. So that's not a good start from Trent Bolt here.
Do you think that they would bowl Nathan Coulter-Nile in the first six, or they would keep him for some time after?
I mean, looking at Kultan Nile's record previously, he's a good new ball bowler, but that could be in Australian conditions. In these conditions, also, I think last IPL he did well in the UAE condition. I think in the final he did well. He's a good new ball bowler. Back of a length, hits the deck kind of bowler. Not much swing, typical Aussie. So I would prefer him bowling with the new ball because that will give you two options. You can use Bumrah in the middle stages as well as the death overs. And as we all know, Bumrah's overs are pretty crucial. So if he doesn't bowl with the new ball, you can always use him in other stages of the game to have more control. As a Mumbai captain, I think Rohit Sharma will prefer having Bumrah's overs in the middle and the death than up front wasting his overs there. So that's where Kultanile would have been bought in to cover up for that area. So
yeah, I
Rahul's off the
agree with
mark with the single. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Ron, that's a good point. That you, I think they will save Bumrah role. I don't think Bolt's death over bowling is that great. Also, maybe comes up, but you remember the World Cup finals, right? both the super over and the last over, he did not do that well. And
Yeah,
consistently, even that match against Chennai, right, the first match against Chennai, he gave so many runs. So
yeah, yeah.
Bolt is actually what most analysts and Gaurav Sundaram suggested, that Bolt should be bowling 4 overs up front, because he's or at least don't keep him at the dead. Maybe he can bowl one in the middle in that way. And I think
So
Cotonile should
then,
definitely bowl in the
then
yeah.
who will be your death bowler along with Bumrah?
Cotonile is there, na? So because
But
you bowl.
Kultan also isn't such a reputed slog overs bowler. I'll feel. I
Yeah.
mean,
So, but I
maybe in
think
the past. Now, looking at his age, I'll say I don't think he has that pace to trouble batsmen at the death.
yeah, but they have to have a take a chance, right? Because who else is there? I think Rahul Chahar definitely cannot bowl. Kunal Pandey cannot
Yeah,
bowl.
yeah.
So I think what they have to do is that, like, I'm just thinking to change it around, because Bolt
Okay,
is very hit and miss in my view, and Bolt has much more value when the ball is swinging. He can take two
agree.
wickets, and we know in T20 that a wicket in the first 6 overs is much more valuable than last 6 overs,
And
right? Because of
currently, I think he has taken a lot of wickets in the power play. This IPL did
yeah.
Trent Bolt. So agree with that. Good point there.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think this match, nobody, and I think this happened exactly in the first match also,
Good
like today you
shot
saw,
from
right?
Rahul there. Through point there. That's a good back foot. I mean, a front foot square drive there from Lokesh Rahul. That's a good shot. Good, good. So looking at Rahul's performance, do you think he'll be the starting opener with Rohit, or as Virat Kohli is saying he wants to prefer opening? Do you think Virat and Rohit should open? Just for both of
Uh,
you.
Uh,
Yeah.
I feel like
Personally, okay, you saw.
Yeah. Nikhil, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like someone like KL Rahul should open, because even though Kohli would like to open, I feel like his prime area to bat is either number 3 or number 4, because obviously he likes the ball when it's swinging. He has got 250s while opening. Yes, all signs do say that we should allow Kohli to bat. However, KL Rahul has not had the greatest of times. Obviously, he wasn't an inborn opener himself. He used to bat, I think, two down, three down for where he was in RCB in 2016, 2017. So I feel KL Rahul is better batting up front than Virat Kohli. Obviously, no offense to Kohli. Kohli is the run machine himself. However, I would like to see KL Rahul bat. If he doesn't do well, obviously we always the Indian Cricket Board has the right to consider playing Kohli up and then KL Rahul but down.
Yeah.
Yeah, agree with it.
Actually, that, yeah, I think Nikhil has a good point that Rahul is better batting at the top versus Kohli. But actually, what we have to also look at, who is worse off batting below. Yeah, and I
Correct.
think, yeah, and you have to look at both some of the parts. So, like, if you look at Kohli, right, the Kohli is not. He takes a bit of time to start, like always time,
Mm-hmm.
and then he, after having a start also, he kind of slows down. So his both his ends of the innings are actually there. So what Kohli's, if you look at his great T20 record, is based on chases, not
Yeah,
outs, and all, but not going at an extreme high strike rate. Yeah, and to me, if I look at, I think Rahul can hit straight away and in the middle over. And in fact, he did very well when he was playing as a wicket keeper batsman, right? When Pant was injured at number 4, number 5 in that way.
yeah,
So actually, even though I agree with you on whether Rahul is better at the opener, I would still play Kohli as a opener, because Kohli and Sharma, in a way, are there, and then Rahul is there to accelerate, because that those middle overs, then you have very powerful, that you have got if Pant is Rahul at 4, and then 5 is Pant, 6 Jadeja or Pandya, and 7. I think that will be a better lineup, because Kohli, you just want to ask them, because Kohli also plays better when he has got backup batsmen. I think when he's a middle,
yeah,
he's trying
agree.
to manage the chase. He's not like Dhoni, right, who can increase the run rate and go and hit out really crazy. Like, he does not do that. He
Yeah.
just plays at the same tempo.
True, yes,
Okay,
very true.
there was a no ball here from Krunal Pandya, a big no ball, and a free hit has been wasted by Mandeep Singh here. He has just
Yeah.
hit a nothing shot to cover. That's a waste of a free hit, man. In T20 cricket, you can't
For
let go of a
instances,
spinner.
for instances, if someone like Chris Gale was there, that would be, I think,
That
on
would
the
be in
road.
the stands.
Yeah, that would have been
That
on the
would be
road.
maybe going on the road to Sharjah, maybe from Abu Dhabi here.
Yeah, so
Hmm.
the only reason I can think why they did not play Chris Gale as an opener is that what I was saying earlier also is that
Yeah,
now
yeah,
a lot
bold
of
man.
T20 teams are playing role-based cricket, so everybody defined a role. So just like we were talking
Mm.
about how Smith came instead of
Mm.
Prithvi Shaw, and they could have opened with another player,
Yes.
but they did not choose to open with like other players like Pant or this one. So I think Gale's role is defined. I think so they had always do make like to like replacement. So you have a leg spinner coming in for leg spinner, and I think a lot of teams have got this strict. Like what they believe, whatever data analytics they do, that this is what
Mm.
works, right? So some teams, if you look at Chennai, right, Chennai interestingly is batting left, right all the time. Yeah,
Yeah, correct.
yeah.
Dhoni.
They think there's value in that data, right? That it's
Yeah, yeah,
like there's
agree.
a point 0.5, say 0.6 run left right combination. Whereas if you look at Punjab, obviously they don't believe on that data, so they are just batting in that way. So I think all the teams have got some data which they kind of back and where which they think is strategy, which I don't debate because yeah, you have found some insight, you have got a team to execute. But I think sometimes you have to be slightly more flexible, and I think Gale versus
Sir,
Mandeep.
then
I think, hmm,
the pitches have slowed down as in how the game has progressed. So the best
yeah,
chance for someone like a Gale coming will be when the ball is hard and new. So he can be at your most destructive best when he is at the top of the order than getting him at number three. I don't know if Mandeep Singh's opening here is a correct decision from Punjab. One thing is that
yeah,
second, right and left combination, as you said, which Chennai employs, this could have
yeah,
been a better factor for Punjab going ahead, especially with
yeah,
Mayank
yeah,
not there.
true,
I think
true.
it would have been a better option.
Uh,
Uh,
And the
uh,
other thing which I would say is that Gale is not a great runner, right? We know he hardly runs, and if he's coming in middle overs, like with
Yeah.
four fielders back, all his shots are not good. So I think until unless they are just saying, okay, there's Krunal Pandya who's going to bowl into
First
you,
overs.
which is like kind of off spin for him, and then Rahul Chahar is also going to bowl leg spin, right? So both
Mm.
those bowlers are going to bowl into him. So if they are just backing him to hit sixes to the two bowlers who are actually getting the ball in, that is the only way reason I can see that they have actually pushed back Gale because they say, okay, he'll take on the leg spinner and the left arm spinner, ball coming in and hit for sixes. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I
It's a
100%
big.
agree. I agree with Rohan and I agree with Bhasker. So obviously, the pitch report says that it's built and it's flat, and batters will enjoy conditions like this, and it's better to be a batter than a bowler on this surface. Quoting from Nick Knight. So
Yeah.
playing someone like Chris Gale on a surface like this, but at three down, like Bhaskar sir said, once there's four fielders all around, he will obviously have to take singles because other than hitting sixes out of the park, it'll be very difficult to uh, hit fours because they will identify where Gale goes first, and then they will obviously set the field accordingly. So playing someone like Chris Gale up front when there's only two fielders, potentially places like deep mid wicket or long on, long off. There's only still two, so the ball could get dispatched out of the stadium or easily go for four.
Yeah. So there's a
See, the
question from
Panshu is saying,
Dipanshu.
yeah, why Riyan Parag is playing for RR? He hasn't done nothing, or it is just because his uncle is in senior management of RR. I don't know about his uncle, man, for sure. I mean, that's too harsh.
No,
Yeah,
but
he
I
hasn't
think,
done much.
yeah.
He hasn't done much
But I
at
think he
all.
Yeah.
played couple of innings last time, and I think RR he's also bowled a bit here and there, and I think like you should always look at what are the other options you have, right? So
Exactly.
like today,
But they have someone like a
like
Manan Vora there, I think, who can be pretty useful at the top of the order. And then someone like a Livingston can come down rather than getting Livingston opening when Lewis wasn't available. So someone like him can be more useful, don't you think? Manan Vora is a
Real,
proven IPL performer.
yeah,
realistically,
but
if you're talking about why Riyan Parag is playing for Rajasthan, we'll talk about Liam Livingston
Livingston.
in himself because he hasn't performed as high as he would have wanted to. He hasn't done well. He's played two innings. He's got
He's
out
saying, why
injured.
not Shivam Dubey? I think they
That's very
paid
true.
crores of rupees for Shivam Dubey to come in, big hitter. Played for Team India also, I think, for
yeah,
a year almost.
T20s and one days,
Uh,
yeah,
he got, I think, one of the fastest 50s also, I think, in
Yeah.
T20 against West Indies, if
yeah.
I'm not mistaken. So all that money to keep him on the bench, I think, is I don't know.
Personally, I would play. I would bench Riyan Parag for one match and play Shivam Dube because he's he can bat very well. He's like the same level of batting as Riyan Parag. Obviously, Parag is a better fielder than Shivam Dube. However, bowling wise, you have Dube as well. Dube is a better bowler than Parag.
Dubey
Parag
is a
is a
medium pacer. I mean,
and
Parag,
Parag
I don't
is
know what you need to call him. It's just
yeah.
basically sidearm, whatever it is,
Dots,
rolling.
darts.
Yeah, darts. Sometimes underarm also at times.
It's just
I
some
don't know, man.
it's poor bowling because obviously we seen that he takes wickets. However, he's sometimes very lucky because he bowls balls that are like half down the track and
Yeah.
shots from players such as no, I'm not going to say who, but there are some players that don't time it as well as they want to, and then it obviously goes up and then catches take place. So
But Nikhil,
obviously,
just to sorry for interrupting, such kind of bowling at the once or twice you can surprise batsmen. If you keep doing the same thing, you will get used to it. I mean, people will be more prepared facing Riyan Parag now, knowing that he'll bowl those Kedar Jadhav kind of bowlings. So don't you think that surprise factor is gone straight away?
yeah, exactly. The surprise factor is gone. There's no point of playing Parag as a bowler
Yeah, Dipanshu says Riyan Parag is half the bowler of Kedar Jadhav. Yeah.
if they
Okay,
are
Kedar
doing
is not in the team now.
yeah, obviously we've seen the form that someone like Ajadav has been in. Not impressive at all to play for a team like Sunrisers. He has been trusted with the role to play in the middle, and the middle order for Sunrisers is collapsing. However, coming back to Rajasthan,
Yeah.
100% I would play Shivam Dube over Riyan Parag. Obviously, coming back to my original topic for Liam Livingston, he's an international player as well, which weighs more when he doesn't perform because only four international players are allowed to play. So yeah, it weighs more, but obviously they have other international players on the bench of the likes of David Miller, etc.
I mean, my doubt here was Livingston is not quite an opening batsman, I'll say. Rather than pushing him up the order where he's not comfortable and getting him maybe awkward, you had a domestic opening batsman whom you could have used there and made the best use of him in his better attacking role in the middle orders. We've seen those big sixes that he can clout. So don't you think it was a waste of a wicket there from Rajasthan point of view because they have a big game tomorrow against RCB coming up.
Very, very true. Liam Livingston maybe like two down, three down, pushing someone else like Sanju Samson is obviously playing one down. Maybe playing someone else ahead. I was going to say someone I don't know of the likes of Maipa Lomro up because he's been in very, very good form as of recent.
Yeah, Colombo is a
Uh,
good spin bowler. He takes them on very well. Good left-hander
yeah,
too.
yeah.
Pugnacious guy. So
He,
let's come back to this game, man. What's the score?
yeah.
Let me see. Let me share screen. Punjab Kings 4 overs, 32 for no loss. Mandeep Singh's on 14, Rahul on 16. This was my point. He is not getting off to the brilliant high-flying start that he could have. Maybe keeping no Mayank in the middle there. So Mandeep has to do the run scoring, I'll say. So, okay. Kultanayan is in now. Bumrah has bowled over for 11. Wow. Whom did he hit off? Rahul hit it. Okay. So that's good. So one dot ball here to Mandeep Singh for Kultanayan. So this will be interesting spell for Kultanayan, I'll say. Because he's
Very much.
bowling at the fifth over. I thought maybe he would have bowled two in the power play. But Krunal Pandya has gone with 2 overs for 13. Pretty cheap, I'll say. This is Punjab have missed out on scoring runs for someone like Krunal. Just 13 runs in his 2 overs. When he has been hit for 20 odd, I'll say, in those couple of games that he had bowled before. Yeah.
Yes, I think right now both of these players are going at a pretty slow pace, but I think Punjab will take it. I think what Punjab is trying to do is that back their bowling because they came good in the last match, and
Another dot.
yeah,
Yeah.
so another dot ball.
I think Mandeep is losing momentum here. He is getting a few runs, but he's following it up with few more dot balls. That may put pressure on someone like Rahul.
Yeah, no, I think again, that, like he has not played for a long time. These play bowler are much faster. I'm sure facing Shami and
Yeah.
Ellis in the nets. So, but yeah, I think match time is totally different. So,
I'd still
100%.
like to see someone like Gale opening, man. He's got this chance, no man. Put him in where he has made all those thousands of runs all over the world. Put the big man in. They didn't even play him in his birthday to start with. That was bad.
Hey.
Hmm. Single three dots. Yeah. Oh, that was a missed time shot.
so I think after this over, Nikhil has to go, right? So I think we can stop. Are you doing watch along or you're just doing a preview?
No, no, no.
Okay.
I think after the power play, we'll stop.
Yeah, okay. I can wait
Very
until.
bad to see Rohit dropping Ishan Kishan. He's not backing like others captain. Bad, disappointing. I'll say maybe the result of the last game's poor shot which he got out to. I'll say of Yuzi
Yeah.
Chahal.
Yeah,
I
but I
know
think
we
you cannot
saw.
also say only Rohit, right? Right now Jayawardena is there, the whole team management is there. There's a lot of thinking going in. I think the captain is just, in a way, part of the decision making. So,
Yes,
but yeah, so I'm very surprised that they chose Tiwari. If there was somebody else, but Tiwari has scored a 50, right? So it does not
but
make
sir,
sense.
that
Both are
was
from,
like
yeah,
40 odd
yeah,
balls. He got a
exactly.
50 when the game was already gone. Why
Yeah.
Krunal Yadav? Okay, you mean Krunal Pandya is not dropped? Okay, yeah, that's what. No issues. But what to do? You just saw him bowl two cheap overs and get away. So maybe he's trying to prove a point to people like you, maybe Dipanshu, Krunal. I mean, these Pandey brothers, you can never take them lightly. They'll come back hard always. I am
100%.
actually looking at what Hardik will do. Hopefully, he comes good.
And coming back to Dipanshu's point, Ishan Kishan obviously hasn't been in great form coming into the second leg. Obviously, he came to Sri Lanka a few months prior to the
Mm.
IPL, and he played very very well in his first match itself. He hit, I think, a very good
Yeah,
50. Next match, unfortunately, he got out in an unfortunate way. However, he hasn't shown the talent that he possessed last year in UAE. Ishan Kishan became a worldwide known name from the 2020 leg because everyone knew him from all the innings, the 99 that he hit, potentially against this team, I think, or
RCB.
RCB, yes.
Yeah,
He hit 99 against RCB, and for a team like RCB, to digest 99 by an uncapped player at that point, it must have been a lot to take in. But yeah, he's not showing that sign anymore. He's not showing that he can play up, he can play up the order. He's coming back to his old issue because going a few years before, obviously he got out first ball against RCB to Umesh Yadav a few years before that.
yeah. I mean, just to
So
prove Dipanshu wrong, Krunal Pandya has got a wicket now of Mandeep Singh,
didn't look
LBW.
set at all, in my opinion. Mandeep
I mean,
Singh
you
was
can
not
see
set.
in the power play, Krunal Pandya is bowling his third over.
36 for 1 now
Yeah, 36 for 1.
in 5.2 overs. KL Rahul sitting on 19.
Are they taking the
Uh,
review? No, right? No review. Okay, given.
I
Okay,
don't
bit
think
of
so. Yeah.
okay. 36 for 1 is Punjab.
KL Rahul hit two fours, strike rate of 100 it on the dot. It's a good ball from Kuruna. It's a good
Arm ball.
delivery. It's a good delivery. It's a good variation by
Yeah.
Krunal Pandya.
I think he just proved a few of those detractors wrong there, Krunal.
Yeah.
At least
Maybe
one
he's
good thing.
bowling for
I think
Nikhil.
hopefully, hopefully we'll see Gale in now against Krunal. Let's see
Hmm.
how it goes.
I
Yeah, he
feel
should
like
stay
in the
left-hander
power play,
definitely.
See,
yeah,
Dipanshu is saying Krunal Pandya will be shouting now by getting a wicket. Yeah, yeah, he's been all those memes and all those things are coming out of Krunal Pandya only nowadays, man.
they have to send Gale in right now because 36 for 1 last over the power play. It's for
And
me.
he's a
It's too
left-hander against a
left-handed.
left-arm spinner. You should go there to take him on.
Yeah, yeah. He has got four balls. However, some might say he might take time to set, but yeah, 100%. It's a left-hander. You send left armer. It's obviously otherwise the ball is
Yeah,
turning potentially away from a right-hand batsman. It's coming into a left-hander, and for someone like Chris Gale, it's obviously a very easy thing to do to pump him over long on or deep in wicket.
yeah. But huge boundaries in Abu Dhabi, man. That's also a
Very big
factor to be considered. Huge boundaries, those. Apart from Sharjah, I think Abu Dhabi and Dubai both are huge boundaries. That will keep the
charge.
spinners interested. Yeah,
Hmm. If you're playing in Sharjah as a bowler, people you might get scared because it's a very very small ground. Even a mistime shot, as we've seen most instances, they probably even go out of the stadium. That's
I think
even
today we
mistime.
saw
Yeah.
Nitish Rana clobber 2 3 sixes of this Lalit Yadav.
Hmm.
Yeah, that was a bad bowling choice, you know, to
Yeah,
for
turning
them
Yeah.
point,
to
I'll
do.
say.
I think they had already got one over out of Lalit Yadav. They were and Rabada were bowling a maiden. You know that match should have not gone for another
Yeah,
over from. They just got greedy. I think that's what Pant's captaincy is because you know like hitting
agree. Yeah,
Indian batsman is not easy for them, and then
easier.
spinners they
Yeah.
can just hit as they want. So
Dipanshu
that's
is saying, honestly speaking, I don't like Krunal Pandey is overrated. Your views, please ask from everyone.
hmm.
Okay, Bhasker sir, you go ahead. Krunal Pandya,
So
overrated?
I think obviously if you look at it, let's first of all say let us put him a category of left arm all rounders, right? So India has
Mm.
right now got three left arm all rounders. You know, Jadeja, Aksar, and Kunal
Krunal.
Pandya, right? So I don't know whether you can Shabazz
No,
Ahmad who
no,
was
no.
playing for RCB,
Yeah.
they are not in the picture. So basically it's three, right? So if you look at the three, right, he's actually behind the two. Like the other
Yes.
two are in the Indian squad. They play Test cricket in that way. So I think Kunal Pandya is like the backup player for to do. So if you
Correct.
and for an IPL franchise, if you look at his performance, he's a steady performer. He does not like change the game that much. He's a serviceable player, and I think he captains Baroda, right? And he did
Yeah.
actually very well in the Vijay Hazare Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy.
Actually,
Like
that's
in
where he
the
came back into that England series, right? He
Yes,
scored
correct.
some
Yeah.
50s and
So I
100s.
would
Yeah.
not say he's overrated because I don't think he's like he's if he was selected over Jadeja or with Aksar, then
Yeah.
people would say yeah. I
Rightly
think he's
said.
getting his due. I mean, he's a decent player. He's a good player, and he's playing franchise cricket, and he's a backup player for India. And he play in that way. And when injuries happen, it's happening. So
By the
I
way,
think.
the last ball, there was an interesting incident here. A straight drive from the universe balls hit Lokesh Rahul. Krunal Pandya
Hmm.
just tried to run him out, but the appeal was withdrawn because it struck the non-striker there, that is Rahul. So
Mm,
that's
Ah,
true.
okay.
nice. Good sportsmanship. They may get
Good.
some fair play points.
Everybody gets
Yeah.
10 points only, right? So what's
No, sir. Depending if after 10, if the umpires feel something is extraordinary, they can credit. Actually, it's not 10 points, sir. Every game, there is 20 points at stake. Then they divide 10 each.
okay.
Since somebody does extraordinary, it can go 11-9 or 12-8. That's how
Oh,
I
okay.
think CSK are ahead.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think that's the end of power play, right? Is it right to
Yeah.
end the broadcast?
Yeah, we can just take predictions or
Yeah.
how the match will go in
What's the
that
power
way.
score you think will Punjab get it and will Mumbai win? Chasing that.
Okay.
Currently the score is 38 for 1 after 6
Yeah.
hours power. Very late for me, not enough for the power play, but roughly going by this, I feel like they could get to maybe 150, 145, 150. That would be a solid place to
Hmm.
stand because Abu Dhabi, obviously, as you said, it's a very big ground, large boundaries. You don't see much sixes there. Yeah, 145, 150 in my opinion.
Okay. Masker sir?
Yeah, so I think even cricket for showing 150 prediction, but I think Mumbai will, sorry, Punjab, right? Punjab
Yeah,
will
Punjab.
kind of stutter because, yeah, and they will get to 140, I would think. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even if they get 140, 150, I feel Duke could be a factor which can help the chasing teams here. Especially in
Yeah.
Abu Dhabi,
Yeah.
it's a open ground. Duke chances is
Yeah.
always high there. So let's see,
Yeah,
it
I
should be
think
a
the
good game.
Vishnoi should bowl better. Yeah, but it should be a close game. I think I like the Like I think even the first game, if not for that Lalit Yadav over, that match would have gone like very close.
That's
So,
T20, right, sir? If and
yeah.
ands. Yeah,
No, no,
that's
I'm
the
just saying that
typicality.
till that time, what I should say, till 16th
Delhi
over,
was
the match
ahead.
was going by.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Agreed on that completely. So okay, so that's
Yeah.
actually to let's say there's a good act of sportsmanship from Krunal Pandya just to keep Dipanshu and happy that he's not overrated or anything. He's also a good person. Yeah, don't worry about that. So let's not spread any hate among any players. Let's wish all of them do well. End of the day, they are sportsmen, irrespective of which country or which franchise they play. Let's support the good cricket and hope the best team wins. So thank you all. Thank you, Nikhil. Thank you, Bhasker sir, for joining this edition of Sports Breakdown. We'll see you all soon tomorrow, hopefully with another good game in prospect, RCB versus Rajasthan Royals. Just before that, we'll do a review of this game of Mumbai versus Punjab, and let's see how the tables will be there. So till then, thank you guys. Thank you
Thank you,
all. Good
guys.
day. Take
Thank you,
care and
everyone.
stay safe. Yeah,
Stay safe, everybody. Thank
yeah,
you.
you too.
Have a nice
Oh,
day.
Bye bye.
thank you.